Huwag yung kayong magkadisgrasyahan tayo niyan. Sinasabi ko madidisgrasya kayo. At madidisgrasya kayo. Hindi ako urong dito. And I said, I would stake my honor, my life, and even the presidency.
Grounds, I went up to the offices of the Clerk of Court to file with the Presidential Electoral Tribunal an extremely urgent motion to inhibit Associate Justice Alfredo Benjamin Caguioa from the protest case that I have filed before the Presidential Electoral Tribunal. I have done this because of a series, actually it is a cumulative effect of many decisions of Justice Caguioa pertaining to my case, in which I feel that he has clearly a personal bias against me and my family. And this continues to go on. This has continued to go on. It began very early on in the process of the protest. Sa simulang-simula pa lang ay hindi ma-schedule yung preliminary conference. Kung maalala ninyo, ang preliminary conference dito sa protesta ko, nagantay ako na 1 taon bago na schedule ang preliminary conference. And bukod doon ay yung sa pagbayad ng fees para sa protesta. Kung maalala ninyo, most of you were there at the time, na tinago yung order na para magbayad sa publiko at ibinigay lamang sa amin ng Monday ng Semana Santa. At sabi kailangan ang binigay na deadline was Good Friday of the same week, which left me two banking days to be able to raise 66 million. Because we did everything we can na para bayaran kasi nakalagay sa rules na kapag hindi binayaran ng fee, immediately dismissed ang kaso. So that is what happened. Sa kabila naman, hindi pa nagbayad si Robredo ng kahit na ano, hindi dinidismiss ang kaso niya. Kaya't hindi equal ang trato sa magkabilang panig at maliwanag na maliwanag. So on the payment, on the preliminary conference, and then ang isa pang naging very clear demonstration of bias, yung decryption ng soft copy. Humingi kami ng permiso sa tribunal para i-kopya o i-print out ang mga ballot images. And pinayagan naman ng tribunal, sinabi na magbayad kami ng 2.9 million para sa lahat ng supplies at kami ang magbabayad lahat nung pati toner, pati yung copier, pati papel. So I agreed to this and I paid the 2.9 million and the copies were made. Nung natapos gawin ang mga kopya, ayaw ngayon ibigay sa akin yung binayaran ko ng 2.9 million. At the same time, Robredo asked for a soft copy. She was immediately provided with a copy for free. Sa akin, nandyan pa, kung pupunta kayo sa floor ng revisors, makikita ninyo yung isang bahagi nung area ay yung mga balota, yung isang bahagi naman, nandun pa hanggang ngayon yung soft copy na binayaran ko na ayaw ibigay sa akin ni Justice Caguioa. So again, very clear that it is unfair treatment of by Justice Caguioa of myself in this case. Then there have been these attacks that are being made against my counsel. Unang-una, si Attorney Padilla, Joan Padilla, was cited for improper behavior on the floor when there were no complaints being made. Secondly, they were now asking Attorney Vic Rodriguez to supply names kung ano-ano. Tapos si George Garcia, my attorney also for this protest, was made to answer why he should not be cited for contempt. Alam niyo kung bakit? Ang contempt niya kung bakit nandyan pa yung mga loyalista na nagde-demonstrate sa Supreme Court. Anong kinalaman ni Attorney George Garcia sa mga loyalista At bakit magiging contempt yun na nandun sila? So there is this concerted effort to put on the back foot to attack my legal counsel. And that again is a clear demonstration of bias on the part of Justice Caguioa. Pati kasama na rin doon yung dinala yung magnifying glass ng isang revisor namin. Yung magnifying glass, sabi nila, hindi daw dapat dalhin yung magnifying. Kung nakita nyo yung magnifying glass, ganyang kalaki, at itanong ko sa inyo, anong magbabago sa balota? Ano ang magbabago sa bilang dahil may dala siyang maliit na magnifying glass na ginagamit niya pambasa ng kanyang Biblia? Kaya't hindi kataka-taka kung bakit yan ang pinunteriya. Ngayon, which brings us to, kung yan ang mga improper na behavior na ginawa ng revisor namin, ng aming mga abogado, eto ngayon, yung nakita natin, yung outing sa pansol. At alam naman natin, highly improper yun, na yung mga pet revisor at saka yung mga revisor ni Robredo ay nag-outing, pumunta sa pansol at nagbakasyon doon. Alam naman natin that that is not allowed. Nung humingi kami ng explanation, ng investigasyon kay Justice Caguioa, ang sabi sa amin, tapos na ang investigasyon and nasanction na ang mga pinarusahan na ang mga naglabag sa instruction, the ones who violated the rules. Ngayon, expect na wala naman talagang investigasyon tungkol dun sa pansol incident at sinabi na lang na may investigasyon. Nung hiningi namin ng transcript, walang maibigay. If they had behaved improperly and they have been sanctioned, what is the sanction? Nandyan pa rin sila, continuing to go and to do the job that they had compromised by their outing. And then finally, despite the pending PET resolutions that the COMELEC that we should use the 50% threshold, humingi pa rin si Justice Caguioa ng 50 machines na galing sa COMELEC. Yun daw ang gagamitin to test kung nababasa yung 25%. Essentially, okay, ang batas sinasabi na ang protesta ay babalik sa balota. Ang ginagawa ni Justice Caguioa, binabalik na naman niya sa machine. Kaya nga kami nagpo-protesta dahil kini-question namin yung machine. Gusto niya ngayon gawin, tanggalin, we will ignore all the revision, we will ignore the recount, we will ignore everything that we have undertaken in the protest, and we will go back to the questionable VCMs which COMELEC will provide. We do not know what COMELEC will do with those machines. Siyempre, kaya na nilang ayusin yan para tiyakin na 25% ang mababasa. At paano ngayon naging protesta? Bumalik na tayo doon sa dati. So, bali, ang ginagawa ni Justice Caguioa dito sa resolution na rinelease niya is that binibigay na niya sa Robredo yung hinihingi na 25% threshold kahit the PET decided against it. And the way it was done was very suspicious. Dahil nag-issue, is very suspicious because the PET rules clearly provide that the correct shading threshold should be 50%. What's even more suspicious is that Justice Caguioa issued 2 identical resolutions dated 10 May 2018. The original resolution did not mention anything about the VCMs na hinihingi sa COMELEC. Another resolution was issued on the same day with an additional paragraph. The additional paragraph then contained the order to the COMELEC to provide 50 machines. So, ang suspension namin is that hindi nakita ng ibang justice yung last paragraph na yon. Ang inapprove nila was the original resolution. Dinagdag na lang ni Justice Caguioa at that was the one that he issued subsequently. So these are all of the, and then comes to light the main ground of my motion. It comes to light that the wife of Justice Caguioa has worked very, very, very hard against me. Not against my party, not against any other candidate, but against me personally. And that is why I called it a conjugal conspiracy between the mag-asawa. At maliwanag that they have shown that bias. Another item that came to light was we read the 53-page dissenting opinion of Justice Caguioa on the issue of the burial of my father in the libingan ng mga bayani. It is a 53-page tirade ad hominem. Sa lahat ng ayaw kong mangyari, madili ang pagbilang dahil gusto kong matapos ang recount. Kaya sabi ko, hindi naman siguro kailangan pa. Ngunit, nung nangyari sa Pansol, yung tinago na resolution na in-issue ni Justice Caguioa tungkol sa 50 BCMs, nung nakita namin yung mga Viber screenshot na lumabas sa dyaryo o lumabas sa internet tungkol nga kay Mrs. Caguioa na pinagmumura lahat ng pamilya, ay makita ko talagang maliwanag na biased masyado at hindi ko na pwedeng palampasin dahil pag natuloy itong tatakbo na ganito ay yung protesta ko ay hindi maririnig ng tama because we have been asking to present evidence, di kami makapagpresente ng evidence, pinapupunta na naman ni Justice Caguioa pabalik dito sa questionable system of counting, yung electronic, yung VCMs, etc., etc. Kitang-kita sa palagay ko, kitang-kita na that he has exhibited bias and he will continues to exhibit bias, and there is very good proof that he does have that bias by his own writings, by his own declarations, including those of his wife. And that's why we have come to this point. I did not want to file this because I did not want the other justices of the tribunal to think that I am questioning their capability, that I am questioning their fairness. I am not. I am quite the contrary. I have such high respect for the court. I have such high respect for the tribunal that I cannot see how this is to the benefit of the proper function of the powers of the Supreme Court and the Electoral Tribunal. Kaya napilitan ako, ang pakiramdam ko talaga ay napilitan ako mag-file nitong motion to inhibit Justice Caguioa. And I would like to make very, very clear to everyone that this is not an attack on the Supreme Court. It is not an attack on the tribunal, and quite the contrary. It is to preserve the fairness and the justice that we all expect from the Supreme Court and from the tribunal. Okay? So with that, shall we open the floor?
Questions? Are there any questions? Sir, can you please state your name?
Hi, sir. Howard Johnson, BBC News.
Hello.
You made clear in a recent interview that you'd like to run for president one day. If you are elected, would you rule the country in the same way as your father?
First, I'll question that I made a proclamation that I would like to run for president one day.
Was it incorrect in the fact?
It was interpreted that way, but that's not what I said. But never mind. That's not the point.
But if you return to power, if you return to your father?
My father was never vice president.
No, but you rule the country and you would be in a...
Yeah, but that's apples and oranges. There's really no way again, he was never vice president, so I couldn't, it's just...
So just want to ask us, what would be your style of politics if you were vice president?
Every time, every period in our history calls for different sort of leadership, and that leadership is only defined by the circumstances that prevail at the time. So until we get there, it's impossible to say. Thank you.
Are there any questions in relation to the motion that was just in filed?
Completely.
Erwin Tulfo.
Hi, Erwin. Hello.
Question is, hindi ko kaya masasayang lang yung penalty for inhibition, baka pakinggan ng SC or the PET na you're asking na mag-given si Justice Caguioa? Do you think papakinggan po ito? I mean, everybody knows that, pero do you think they will listen?
I think it will be. I think it will be. It will be acted upon. I have a very good. I am very confident that the justices will continue and follow the proper procedure in response to this motion. I have a great deal of confidence in our court, in our Supreme Court, and in the Electoral Tribunal. I believe that it is only Justice Caguioa who has been acting against my interest, and I am fully confident that the other justices will take an objective view when they have received this motion that I have filed. Okay.
Another question?
Good morning, Julian Cortez from Business World. COMELEC made it clear that the 25% threshold was announced even during the elections itself. Could you clarify what made you file this case against regarding your counsel?
I'm going to ask my lawyer. Can I discuss this? Isn't it sub judice? Baka ma-contempt na naman ako eh.
Sige ba?
Pero hindi. Okay, sagutin, di ma-contempt. Well, that is COMELEC's opinion, but it's contrary to what they actually said during the election. We have videos of COMELEC representatives with public service announcements saying, punuin ninyo, shade it properly. Marami tayong nakikitang ganon. And actually, the directive to use the 25% was for the internal audit. Yeah. And that was only to check if the machines actually were working. And this directive that they're quoting was issued in September of 2016, not during the election, after the election. So it is an attempt to change the rules after the election.
Very important question. Sir, ano yung pinaka-major natin na bakit may tayo same time sa pinapagin nyo yung unsol, sa fiber nyo, hindi ba natin matibay na kasi
Palagay ko, matibay, maliwanag ang pinagbabasihan namin na may bias yung Justice Caguioa. At maliwanag yan, yung nabanggit ko, yung tatlong bagay, yung sa pansol na itinatago sa atin, what I suspect now to be a non-existent investigation. Number one, doon talaga sinabi, doon ko talaga naisip, sabi ko, kailangan na talaga mag-file ng inhibition, pero pinag-aaralan pa namin. Tapos dumating nga itong resolution na very suspicious na idinagdag ni Justice Caguioa on the second issuance of the same resolution on the same day. And which is going to, ang effect ay parang ibinaliwala ang buong protesta at parang binalik na lang natin sa dating sistema. Kaya nga nagpo-protesta dahil kine-question yung sistema eh. Pero dadalhin na naman niya doon sa sistemang yun. Tapos itong mga lumabas na screenshot, na Viber, na kay Mrs. Caguioa, na maliwanag na tumatrabaho siya para sa ibang kandidato. At parang naman siguro imposible na hindi ganun din ang sentimento ni Justice Caguioa. And as I said, that is shown clearly. We will provide, later on, we will provide you with the 53-page dissenting opinion of Caguioa in the Libingan ng Bayani issue. Kung saan wala na siyang sinabi, kundi 53 pages na pagmumura, pag-iinsulto na sa aking ama at sa aking pamilya.
Sir, sa question pa niya, nasasabi na may conflict of interest kayo sa pagkawak niya sa kaso.
It would seem, well, if bias if it is shown that he has bias, then certainly it's a conflict of interest. Hindi siya dapat ang nakaupo. Hindi naman siya dapat ang in charge doon sa kaso ko ng protesta.
Senator, paano po niya na-establish yung closeness ni VP Lenny at saka ni Justice Caguioa? Yung copy po doon sa... yung copy po sa page, nai-inhibit niyo po kasi.
Because he has said it. He has said it outright before he became justice. Marami na siyang nabanggit. And then, as I said, I mentioned, yung Mrs. Caguioa was working for the Robredo campaign and continued to work for the Robredo campaign after the elections. Continued to work for her on this case. Kaya't maliwanag na maliwanag, at least in the household of Justice Caguioa, that they were working against me. So those are the elements. But again, it's not once. It is a clear pattern of bias. Hindi lang naman masasabi ko ito o yan. Kung ipagsasama-sama mo lahat itong aking mga napag-usapan, ay makikita ninyo talaga may pattern of bias. Yung delay sa preliminary conference, yung biglaan na pagbayad ng kalaki-laki, may question nga kung tama yung calculation. Dahil sa batas nakalagay, you calculate by the number of clustered precincts. Pinalta ni Justice Caguioa, ginawa niya number of precincts, kaya lumaki ng gusto yung fee ko na para sa protesta. All of these things put together finally got to the point, they reached a level of that we could no longer accept. Baka yung iba pwede pa namin palampasin, pero sumusobra na at hindi na talaga namin nakikita na yung makakatanggap kami ng katarungan dito pag si Justice Caguioa pa rin ang in charge sa kaso ko.
Sir, tanong lang yung sa Viber messages, how did you get hold of the messages?
These were published in the Radyo Inquirer. Radyo Inquirer ang naging source namin. Doon lumabas. Hindi ba? Yes, but they were sent to a group. Those messages were sent to a group and subsequently published. So, at the time that it was published, doon namin nakita. If you note, those messages have been around for a while. Pero doon lang namin nakita nung na-publish na sa Radyo Inquirer.
Were you able to establish the authenticity of the Viber messages? Kasi, nabasa ko pwede naman sasabihin na akin yan, somebody trying to represent me, but it didn't come from me.
We have relied as one of the basis of Senator Marcos, the Viber that was the Viber exchanges or the Viber loop of Mrs. Caguioa that was published in Radio Inquirer, I believe, and subsequently found its way through the social media. But apart from that, we've anchored the extremely urgent motion for inhibition on the evident bias and manifest partiality that has been exhibited by Justice Caguioa from the beginning of this election protest and all the way as we have filed the motion this morning. So ito po ay isa lamang doon sa napakaraming grounds. Let me remind you again, ladies and gentlemen, doon pa lamang ho sa Pansol outing na alam ho ni Mrs. Robredo at bigla na lamang sinabi on the same week na nag-file po si Senator Marcos ng manifestation with extremely urgent motion to investigate. Final po yun ni Senator Marcos ng Monday. Nag-file po sila ng counter manifestation Wednesday. Friday, meron na pong resolution at sinasabing tapos na yung investigation. Meron na hong kaparusahang iginawa doon sa mga nag-violate ng kung anuman. And up to this moment, we have yet to receive any transcript Yung basic po, kagaya ho ninyong mga media practitioners, the basic 5 Ws and 1 H, the why, what, when, where, and how. Paano ho naganap yung investigasyon? Sino nag-imbestiga? Sinong inimbestigahan? Ano ang findings ng investigasyon? Ano yung kaparusahan? At bakit may naparusahan? Hanggang ngayon ho, part and parcel po ng karapatan ng protestant ni Senador Marcos, kaso po ito ni Senator Bongbong, ng due process, na dapat ho guided siya every step of the way of all and any proceedings that are happening dito po sa election protest.
But what's the value of the Viber messages? Because you saw the need to include that in the invitation. If you're saying that this is one of many, you still chose to add this. Yun din, ano yung value ng mismong messages to the inhibition? Another is, hindi kaya resolve yung question eh. Were you able to verify yung
well, we based it on the published article or on the broadcast article, and we assume that they had done their own investigations into it, and so they would not have printed it otherwise. That's a simple, straightforward responsibility of any journalist. So in any case, but again, it's not the sole basis. It is a preponderance of evidence of bias by Justice Caguioa over a period of 2 years. And so, if you add them all together, kahit tatanggalin mo yung Bible, kung kini-question ninyo yung Bible, marami pa rin ibang ground na sapat na para mag-file ng motion to inhibit.
Sir, there was a mention a lot of ground filing the inhibition, but why did it take only up to file it? And are you not worried that you might be accused of just trying to delay the ongoing proceedings?
Why would I want to delay? Every time we have talked, nagrereklamo ako na masyadong mabagal. Where are we now? We are still in the second province. It is 2 years after I filed it is 2 years since the election. And we are still only in the second province. Bakit ko i-delay yun? As a matter of fact, you make a good point. It is one of the risks that we had to assess. Maraming nagsabi, kung mag-file kayo ng motion to inhibit, magkaka-delay ulit. Sabi ko, maaring mangyari yun. And that's a risk that we have to take. But we cannot allow this to pass anymore because this case is being railroaded by Justice Caguioa in favor of my opponent.
Any other questions?
Address mo kay Justice Sir, ma-advise nyo dun sa base dun sa nangyayaring sitwasyon ngayon bilang galing po sa ano yung nakikita nyo dapat pinawan ni Justice Caguioa magiging ponente?
Hindi ka namin marinig mabuti. We cannot hear you well.
Okay. Hindi naman po. Okay po. Sir, dun sa nangyayari ngayon ay base po doon sa aming presente po na mga biases po wala po sa paghawak sa kaso ninyo Justice Caguioa kay Justice Sass. Ano yung dapat niyang gawin? Advice lang, sir. Piece of advice. Dapat ba pitawan niya ang kaso bilang ponente? Or tuloy niya pa rin? Pakita niya na hindi siya bias? Paano po?
Alam mo, ngayon ko lang naririnig lahat ito. At the beginning, he should have already inhibited himself. That's the reason why I encourage Bong to bring the matter up openly. Perhaps the other members of the court may not be informed of all of these things. And by filing this motion, he'll be opening the eyes of all the other justices for them to at least go over the fairness of all the proceedings. Pag kayo ay mag-file ng complaint sa husgado, at saka yung husgado mag-roll, hindi maaring sinasabi nila tapos na yan. Kung tapos na, dapat meron papel na tapos na, meron mga records to show kung anong ginawa nila kung meron silang decision, there must be a decision. In this case, may complaint, pero walang record na meron investigasyon, walang record kung sino ang pinarusahan, walang record kung sino may kasalanan, walang record kung anong gagawin ng mga tao ngayon na nakita nila na nagkasala o hindi nakasala. This is something unusual.
Sir, last question here. Is it possible to get an update on the recount? If so, are you waiting?
Well, you see again, another example actually. The recount, we are in the middle of Iloilo. This is the second province. All right? But the problem, just sa tanong mo, are you winning? It's hard to give you numbers because the procedure in the recount is like this. When you have when you have a contested ballot, para kinontest ng MARCOS side, itabi na muna yan, pag-aralan natin afterwards. Pinontest ng Robredo side, itatabi muna yan. Ngayon, tatapusin ang pagbilang sa buong probinsya. Pag natapos na yung pagbilang sa buong probinsya, yung mga sinet aside na questionable na ballots, saka babalikan yun. At ang magkabilang panig ay magpipresenta ng evidence. Sasabihin namin, etong balota na ito ay dapat tanggapin dahil mukha namang tama. Sasabihin naman ng kabila, etong balota na ito ay hindi dapat tanggapin dahil may mga problema. Nasa mga justice ngayon, nasa tribunal ngayon, mag-decide ano yung gagawin dun. But to get to that point, it is called the assessment phase. Ina-assess yung mga questionable ballots. And to do that, you have to present evidence. We have been asking Justice Caguioa if we can present evidence on Kamsur. We have been asking him for more than 2 months already. Ayaw niya kaming ipag-present ng evidence para yung mga questionable na ballots ay hindi pa malaman kung bibilangin o hindi. Ngayon, ang rule is that kailangan matapos ang bawat probinsya bago mag-assess. Tapos na ang Kamsur. At hanggang ngayon, hindi pa kami pinagbibigyan na mag-present ng evidence para ipakita kung yung mga balota ba ay dapat isama, dapat bilangin o hindi. And that is another form of delay. Naumpisahan na nga ang Iloilo. Hindi pa kami makapag-present ng evidence sa Kamsur. Bakit naman hindi? That's another example of bias that is putting obstacles in the way of our finding the truth. Sa Kamsur pa lang ito. How many? So that process of delay, dahil maliwanag naman ang strategy, that paabutin. The opposing counsel kept encouraging me to run for the Senate in 2019 para may abandon na. So i-delay nila hanggang 2019, hanggang tumakbo ko para i-abandon ko na yung protesta. That was one strategy. Hanggang sinabi ko, imposible tatakbo ko. Hindi ako tatakbo, panindigan ko itong protesta na ito. So, tigil na naman, balik na naman sa dating strategy, delay na naman. This is another example of that delay. Matagal nang tapos ang Kamsur, and yet we are not allowed to present evidence. Kaya Erwin, hindi ko masagot yung tanong mo, are we winning? In my view, pag nabilang lahat yan at yung mga question, malalabas that we will be winning. But we are not allowed to present evidence kahit hindi pa tayo makasabi one way or the other.
Any other questions?
Senator, baka sabihin po kasi ng kabila na hindi naman si Justice Caguioa yung nagpadala talaga ng messages, kundi yung asawa niya. So, bakit yung isinusisi ito kay Justice Caguioa? At sigurado ba kayo ang misis niya talaga yung nagpadala ng messages?
Sagutin ko lang ho, nasa Canon 4 po yun ng Judicial Conduct. Section 4, basahin ko judges shall not participate in the determination of a case in which any member of their family represents a litigant or is associated in any manner with the case. In the case of Mrs. Caguioa, we could say that she is emotionally, personally, and in the Viber loop message nila, you could say that she's financially interested or invested doon kay Mrs. Leni Robredo. So that clearly falls within the violation nung Canon 4 ng judicial ethics. Dapat po from the beginning, if I may reiterate yung advice po ni Justice Lolong, dapat from the beginning, tinanggihan mo na yung pagiging ponente o chairmanship ng election protest ni Senador Marcos out of delicadeza.
Last question siguro kay Senator Marcos. Sakaling mag-inhibit si Justice Caguioa, sino po yung tingin ng pinakamagandang makakalili sa kanya na hindi bias sa inyo at hindi rin bias doon sa kabila?
Well, raffle yan eh. So, we will just have to see kung ano maging resulta ng raffle. I don't have any, shall we say, wish list or short list. I'm saying that the motion is merely manifesting my belief that Justice Caguioa should not be the justice in charge of this case.
Senator Lawrence, Radyo Pilipinas. Sir, paano kung hindi mag-inhibit si Justice Caguioa? What will be the next step?
We will continue with our protest, and whatever happens, patuloy pa rin ang protesta, patuloy pa rin ang pagbibilang, and we will continue to ask to present evidence already para makapag-proceed na yung kaso. At hanggang ngayon nakatigil eh, kasi nagbibilang na sa floor, pero Iloilo hindi pa na-decide ang Kamsur, one province pa lang yan. Eh marami-rami pa itong patating.
Sir, hindi pa kayo nalala na makalalong mas madelay yung protesta?
Oo, kagaya na banggit ko kanina, ito talagang risk ito na baka gawing dahilan para mag-delay. Pero hindi na talaga namin maaring palampasin ito dahil masyado ng halata na kulang na lang Justice Caguioa is advising the counsel of Robredo. Meron nga kaming contention na meron silang nakukuhang information sa kabila na hindi binibigay sa amin. Na parang meron silang informasyon na galing sa PET na insider lang ang makakaalam. Kami hindi namin alam. Yung mga tao namin na revisors hindi alam. Pero alam ng kampo ni Robredo. Saan kaya nanggaling yun? So, kaya talagang it is a risk that it might cause a delay. But this is a bigger and more important issue than that.
Thank you, Senator.
Sir, Raisa Lopez for Radyo. Sir, clarification on Mr. Glenn Chong. Si Attorney Garcia po said he's an authorized representative of your camp. Ano po current status po ng your camp?
He is not a representative of my camp, as you call it. Glenn Chong came to me in the late 2015, together with Greco Belica, to warn me about cheating. Sabi niya, ito yung nangyari sa amin, ito yung bantayan ninyo, ito yung mga baka magiging problema. And that was how I first met him. But he's not my lawyer, he's not my representative. Kaya siya sinama ni George because he requested that he be included. Kasi sabi niya, chance niya na makita yung mga ibang materials. Pero in the end, hindi niya pinuntahan. So he has never acted on my behalf in any case, in any regard.
Kasi sir, parang you're already advising ng OPEC na pupunta daw dito. So he did not.
He did not.
May we ask for last few words from Senator and the President?
Well, thank you all very much. Again, it is, I think, I feel a great deal of sadness in having to do this, what we had to do today. But it is only in protection of my rights, in my case, in the protest case, that I have filed the Electoral Tribunal. It is my sincere belief that bias has been exhibited in many, many instances by Justice Caguioa, and I believe that there are sufficient grounds for him to inhibit from this case. And I believe should that happen, that we will see finally the real result. Na lalabas sa wakas ang tunay na naging resulta sa nakarang halalan at malaman talaga natin kung ano ba ang mga kailangang gawin para hindi na mangyari ulit ang mga dayaan na nangyari sa nakarang halalan na ginamit ang electronic system o automated election system. Kaya sana naman ito ay maging bahagi sa pagpaganda ng electoral system natin. Ito ay maging bahagi para naman ang mga darating na halalan ay nakakatiyak ang tao na tama ang mangyari. So again, I say I was forced to finally take this action because of the actuations of Justice Caguioa. I hope he sees the light and he sees that his inhibition is the best path to justice. Thank you all very much and magandang tanghali sa inyo lahat.